Good morning, yogis. Thanks for being here today. Today we're going to have a strength and flexibility flow, a little bit of heart opening, a little bit of hip opening, just kind of opening up for the new year and letting go of the old. So I hope that you enjoyed today's practice. I hope that at the end you feel a little more open, a little bit stronger, a little bit open upper body and lower body. As well as a little bit more balance and balancing as well. So thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy the class. Namaste. All right, so we're going to go ahead and settle in here. Just take a moment to drop into the breath, to kind of arrive here. Start to let your brain, your mind settle down as you start to settle into your intention and start to settle into the place in your mind, in your breath where you need to be to start to practice, kind of tuning out from the outside world, anything that already happened today or is going to happen through the rest of your day, your week, just trying to create a little peace and calm to settle into the rest of your week and to settle into your body, your heart. So as we settle here, go ahead and think about your intention, your dedication for your practice today, whatever you need it to be. As always, we like to set an intention at the very beginning, just to kind of give your practice some direction, some purpose, to send out some positivity into the world, into the people around you, and into just the atmosphere around you, surrounding you in your life. And as the breath starts to pour in and calm that nervous system down as you fold forward, any of these forward folding postures, we're kind of calming through the nervous system, starting to slow everything down, and starting to really feel your body drop in to the breath, into the earth. Feel the breath start to change your body as your belly expands, your chest expands, and then on the out breath, it contracts. So all of these subtle and extreme feelings and changes that you have during your practice, honor each and every one. Try not to be too critical or judgmental of your body or what it can or can't do for you throughout your practice. Be loving and accepting and open to all that you are, that your body is, and that your body can do. Take a long round of breath and stretch your fingers up to the top of the mat as you really let your hips anchor back. With the forehead on the floor, on the mat, go ahead and gently rub or rock back and forth on that third eye. Let your intention and your breath settle in just a little bit deeper. Give it one more thought here, one big breath in. And then go ahead and completely let it out. Take the upper body and walk it over to the right. Anchor back through your left hip and stretch through the left side of the body. As you anchor back through that left hip, let the ribs fan open. And then go ahead and take that upper body, switch it all the way over to the other side and lengthen through the right side of the body. Right hip anchors in and back. Ribs fan out. And then go ahead and bring the fingertips back to center. Start to walk your hands back. Keep your knees wide. Sit back onto your feet. Big toes are close or touching, and bring your fingertips behind you onto the floor. And as you do, maybe you walk your fingertips back a little bit, allowing a little stretching through the hips. Maybe you're even able to pick the hips up a little bit, give a little stretch through the front of the thighs. Let your head look up. Try not to let your head fall all the way back at this point yet. Just lift your gaze, lift your chin, feel the chest open, then let the hips land. Squeeze the shoulder blades together even more. And then right here, drop your chin forward a little bit so you feel your neck stretch as your chest stretches. Good. Then right from there, go ahead and walk those fingertips forward. Go ahead and walk your knees through to your hands, and then go ahead and come all the way down and around onto your back. Pull the knees right up into the chest here. Go ahead and gently rock side to side. Feel that little bit of a massage across your upper back through your shoulder blades. See where you are in your hips as you draw your knees in towards your chest and pull in tight. This reclining child's pose, taking the opposite of what you just were on the floor. Good. Then go ahead and release the feet down to the floor. Feet are about hip width apart, a little bit wider. Get your back nice and comfortable right into the center of the mat. Take your arms out to the sides. Take both knees over to the left. Pick your left foot up and bring the outside edge of your left foot onto the outside of your right knee, allowing that leg to rest, or that foot to rest on the outside of the right knee, and draw you deeper into a twist here. Breathe into that lower back. Keep your shoulders nice and square to the mat. And then take your right arm, reach it up and back overhead if it feels good. Maybe here you look over your left arm. Maybe you kind of turn your head to, take your head to the left a little bit and look towards your right arm if that feels better. So either way, that arm reaches up and back. You're deepening into this twist. If it's a lot on your knees at all, to have your foot stacked on the outside of the knee, you can just go ahead and let that top foot come to the floor and let your legs be pinwheeled. Take one more long round of breath into this twist. Good. And then go ahead and exhale and bring it through center. Draw that right arm back down and go ahead right from here, keeping your left foot on the floor and left knee up. Pull your right knee into your chest. Bring your hands behind that knee. Let the bottom of the foot point up to the sky and flex through your heel. Go ahead and start to straighten, press up through that heel, straightening the leg, and just gently pull that hamstring in. Pull those toes back. And then go ahead and lift the head, neck, and shoulders up, pulling the forehead toward the shin. Feel the hamstring stretch here. Allow the head, neck, and shoulders to land back on the mat. Go ahead and start to bend that knee 90 degrees. Flex through that heel 90 degrees and bring your hand to that right foot, either inside or outside, half happy baby. Left leg can be wherever you need it to be. To get into the deepest, or allowing the whole back to be anchored into the floor. Keeping the knee up will keep your back into the floor. Go ahead and lift the foot up toward the ceiling a little bit, and then exhale, draw that knee down next to you into that stretch. Inhale, press the heel up to the ceiling a little bit, and then exhale, draw it down next to you. Take one more like that, pressing up through that foot, and then exhale, let that knee descend there for 2 breaths. Keep it pulling in. You can keep moving if it's what your body needs and what feels good, but take 2 long rounds of breath and allow that knee to anchor closer to the floor. Good. And then right from there, go ahead and start to release the grip on the foot, but let that right ankle cross over the left knee. Press your right knee open toward the front of the room. Flex through both heels, picking the front of the left toes up off of the mat. Rock gently back and forth. And then from there, start to draw that left knee up and start to straighten through your left leg to wherever you can. Doesn't matter if it's bent or if it's completely straight. Pull that figure 4 into you. Let your fingertips creep up towards your ankle or as far as they will go, and gently pull those legs in that figure 4. Keep flexing through both heels to deepen the stretch in the left hamstring and outside the right hip. And then from there, pick the head, neck, and shoulders up briefly. Feel your back stretch out a little bit more on the floor, and then lay the head, neck, and shoulders back down. Take 2 more long rounds of breath. Breath in. And exhale it out. Take another. And exhale it out. Go ahead and start to bend through that left knee. Let the left foot land onto the floor. Go ahead and unhook that right foot. Place both feet on the floor. Windshield wiper the legs back and forth, and have your knee or your feet about as wide as your mat. Press each knee down toward the floor into the center, and then we're going to go ahead and take the other side. So go ahead and have the feet in just about hip width. Go ahead and start to take both knees over to the right and take that right foot on top of that left knee. Go ahead and let the legs go heavily over to the right. Spread the arms out in T. And then go ahead and get ready when you're ready and settled into your back to stretch your left arm back and up overhead toward the back of the room, if that feels good. Go ahead and let your head look either left or right. Adjust your head so that you can turn. If you are going to look at your left arm, go ahead and take your head a little bit over to the right first. And feel yourself settle in. Take 2 more long rounds of breath. Allow the outside of that left hip to open. Feel the twist in the spine and the length through the left side. Good, and then go ahead and bring it back through center. Take that right foot off of that left knee. Go ahead and let that right foot land on the mat and start to draw your left knee up and into your chest. Bring your hands behind that knee. Go ahead and start to straighten, kicking the heel up toward the ceiling. When it feels good, start to straighten through that leg wherever you can. Go ahead and bring the hands to the back of the calf and just pull yourself into this hamstring stretch. Let the right leg go wherever it needs to be that is best for your back, for your hips. And then from here, maybe pick the head, neck, and shoulders up a little bit to deepen the hamstring stretch. Let the head, neck, and shoulders come back down to the floor. And then go ahead and start to bend through that left knee, grabbing your left foot and drawing that left knee down next to you. Pull the thigh, the top of the thigh, the knee down to the mat. And then on the exhale, go ahead and kick the heel up toward the ceiling. Exhale or inhale, go ahead and bend that knee and draw it down next to you. And then exhale, kick up through that heel. And draw it down one more time. Kick it up one last time. And then this time when you draw it down, keep it here for 2 rounds of breath, or keep moving if that feels good. Feel the knee drop deeper with every exhale toward the mat next to you. Allow the space to come in and everything that's stored up there to come out. Good, and then go ahead and start to release the grip on the foot. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Go ahead and press the left knee open toward the front of the room, stretching in front of your left hip, in front of that, inside of that left thigh, left lower back. Good, then go ahead and gently start to pick the right knee up. Go ahead and draw that foot up toward the ceiling and take your fingertips up your calf, either behind the knee or all the way walking up toward your ankle. And then flex through both heels, deepening that stretch. And then maybe briefly pick the head, neck, and shoulders up here to pull you a little bit longer into the spine, and then lay the head, neck, and shoulders back down. Feel the right toes pull in. Long rounds of breath. Maybe notice a big difference from the other side. And one more long round of breath. Good, and then from there, go ahead and start to bend through that right knee. Let the right foot come to the floor. This time, land both feet on the floor, but keep the bottoms of the feet together. Go ahead and adjust through your hips, through your lower back, and let the knees fall open here. Reclining cobblers, maybe the hands rest right on your hip bones or your lower belly. Feel your belly expand on the in-breath. And then on the out breath, let the knees really fall open. Notice any tension or resistance there to open. Breathe through it and try to let yourself relax into dropping the knees open wider and wider. Take one more breath. And exhale it out. Good, then right from there, go ahead and bring the feet flat to the floor. Lift your arms all the way up overhead. Feet are about hip width apart. Go ahead and draw your shoulders down out of your ears and pick your tailbone up off of the floor. Come into a strong bridge, squeezing up through your glutes. And then exhale, lower the hips to the floor and take your arms back down to the floor. Inhale, lift up through the hips and take the arms back up overhead. And then exhale, lower the hips to the floor. Inhale, lift up and squeeze through your glutes. Lift the toes off of the mat, the front of the foot off the mat, just to engage your hamstrings and your glutes a little bit more. Good. Then exhale, bend those elbows 90 degrees as you start to bring the arms down, back down by your sides. Keep your hands pointing up to the sky, fingers spread wide. Press into your upper arm bones and go ahead and walk your feet out onto your mat, about mat width apart, and until they're almost straight. Dig into your heels and lift up through those hips, through that back body. It might just be an inch or two. It's not very high. Feel your hamstrings strengthen, your glutes and your lower back. Press into those heels and actively pull them back like you're going to drag them all the way back to your elbows. Keep pressing through those upper arms and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the hips down to the mat, pull the knees into the chest, give them a big hug, rock it out side to side. And then right from here, take the hands behind the knees and go ahead and rock and roll on your spine a couple times until you come all the way up to seated and come all the way around and in to tabletop position. When you get back to tabletop position, push the hips back to the heels real quick. Once with the knees open, and then go ahead and come right up through a cat back. Draw your knees right next to each other, thighs right next to each other, and push back into this close leg child's pose. As you come into this child's pose here, bring your hands to your lower back, palms facing up. Draw the shoulder blades together. Feel a little stretch in the chest. Keep your hands hooked onto your lower back, palms open, and then let your elbows sink to the floor. Take one big round of breath across that upper back as the shoulders sink forward. See where you have any tension or a little tightness in your shoulders, your upper back, and let that breath out. Take one more big breath. And as the shoulders anchor forward, go ahead and let one hand at a time slide off of your back and hit the ground. Take one more breath into that lower back, into your belly, into your hips. And then exhale, let the shoulders be soft. Let your neck be soft. Go ahead and slide the hands forward underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up, back up into tabletop with the knees close here. Tuck your toes. And then right from here, drop into a cow belly. Exhale, round up through a cat back, squeeze those thighs together and knees together, and then inhale, drop your belly and look up. Exhale, go ahead and draw up through center, squeeze everything to the midline, your core, your thighs, and then go ahead and inhale, drop that belly and look up. Exhale, last time to round up into that cat back. Hold your belly up and in, widen out the knees, hip width apart, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back into your first dog. Go ahead and let your belly press back towards your thighs. Your tailbone tips up, your sitting bones tip up, and your upper arms rotate down and out toward the floor. Grip the mat with all 10 finger pads and start to move through your dog. Bend through your knees a little bit, pedal it out. Take your heels left to right. You can bend the knees when you do that or not. Anything that feels good. Just go ahead and move through shoulders, hips. If static hold feels the best and you hug your belly up and in, then you stay right there and breathe right through those hamstrings and the back of the legs. Take one more long round of breath in and exhale it right out. Good, then go ahead and start to bend those knees. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet toward the back of the mat. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold it in and rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, this time dive forward. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, come right into ragdoll. We're going to take ragdoll to the right. Swing it over to the left. Back to the right. And over to the left. Bring it back to center. Drop your fingers. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And ragdoll roll all the way up to stand. So bend those knees. Hug the belly in. Drag all the way up to the top. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive it right to the center. Inhale, lift. Strong spine lifts forward. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees. And ragdoll right and left, just once each side. Bring it back to center. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, bend through the knees a lot and heavy ragdoll roll all the way up to the top. Scoop your belly in. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, and we're going to do that again. So go ahead and exhale. Flat back, hips back. Fold forward. Inhale, lift your heart, look forward, and exhale, come forward, bent knees, side to side, ragdoll. Bring it back to center. Inhale, lift your spine. Exhale, bend the knees and ragdoll, heavily roll all the way up to stand. When you get up to the top, go ahead and reach all the way up. Reach the hands out, palms forward, and reach out down through your feet and up through your fingertips. Feel your spine lengthen. Feel your core engaged, your shoulders kind of relaxed. We're not shrugging up and standing at complete attention. We're just standing strong and every muscle activated. Lift your kneecaps, engage your thighs. Feel your tail tuck a little bit, your core engage. Exhale, bring the hands right down through heart center. And on an inhale, open up those arms into a cactus and look up. Exhale, draw it together and scoop your belly in, upper back rounds in. Inhale, open back up. And exhale, close in, scoop everything in. Inhale, big breath lifts you up, look up, and then exhale, draw it right to center. Lift that prayer up a little bit and exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Soften, take ragdoll. And then bring it back to center. This time, inhale, lift. Exhale, plant your hands and walk them out to that dog. Straighten through the knees wherever you can. Take a long round of breath in. Step your feet mat width apart. Heels out, toes in a little bit. Come forward right into plank, this high plank. Engage your core. Exhale, push it back into dog. Inhale, this time come forward, lower slow through this wide chaturanga, slide your feet back and lower down. Inhale, come right up through this wide up dog, maybe on the top of the toes. And then exhale, core lifts you up and back into wide dog. Inhale, slide forward once again. Let those toes step back, come to that wide plank, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, lift up over those toes and core picks you up to wide dog. Take it forward one more time. Wide chaturanga. Exhale, lower through. Inhale, come up through that wide up dog. And exhale, back, wide dog. Step your feet together, just about hip width apart. Bend your knees. This time, take a walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold it in and rise it all the way up to stand. Exhale, dive through center. Inhale, lift and regular vinyasa. Go ahead and dive right through center. Inhale it up and exhale back. Good. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through to your hands and let that left knee come to the mat in the back. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Right from here, swing your arms back towards your hips and energize through that back foot, that back heel. Pick up that knee and belly is right over your thigh. Feel yourself reach back like you're going to fly and take off. Take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Release fingertips to the floor. Step off of that back foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift here. Exhale, fold it in. Rise all the way up to stand and dive through center. Inhale, lift and step back to plank. Go right through chaturanga here. Elbows in. Lift up through your heart and exhale back to dog. Left leg lifts high. Exhale, step it up between the hands and land that right knee. Right from here, arms up overhead, then fly them right back by your hips. Energize, reach back, shoulders down and back, and lift that right knee. Super strong, press back through that heel. Hold it one more breath. Good, and on the exhale, land your fingertips, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, and rise. Bring the hands right down through heart center. So we're going to go through that a couple of times to energize, and we're going to take it more one breath, one movement. Super strong, reaching back through your arms and really energizing through your legs. So go ahead and come to the top of the mat. Go ahead and stand, hands at heart center. Take a deep breath. Getting ready to move. Good, and on your next in breath, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive through center. Inhale, lift, and step back to plank. Lower through vinyasa. Inhale it up and take it back. Right leg lifts. Draw it through to step it up between the hands. Left knee lands, arms circle up overhead, and then exhale, they come down by your sides and lift that knee. One big round of breath as you power through. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, and step your left foot up. Inhale, lift here. Exhale, fold and rise. Dive through center. Inhale, lift, and step back. Go through vinyasa and take it back to dog. Left leg lifts high. Exhale, step through to that low lunge. Knee to the mat, arms up overhead. Arms shoot straight back by your hips. Lift that back knee. One long round of breath. And exhale, fingertips to the floor. Step to the top. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold and rise. Dive through center. Inhale, lift, and come back through vinyasa. Remember that you don't have to do every chaturanga. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, step it up. This time, don't drop the knee. Shoot those arms back, heart up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold and rise. Dive through center. Inhale, lift, and go back through vinyasa. And back to dog. Left leg lifts, step up. Keep that knee up, reach those arms back. Big breath in, and exhale, land the hands. Step the right foot up. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold, and rise. Now we're gonna do one just really quick one. So go through center. Inhale, lift, exhale, step back through plank. Go right through vinyasa, take it back, right leg lifts, step it forward, fly the arms up and back, and then exhale, land the hands, step it up. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold, and rise. Dive through center, lift, step back to plank, and go through vinyasa. And back. Left leg lifts high, exhale, step it up, fly it right up, and put it back down. Step it up to the top of the mat. Half lift here. Exhale, fold, step your feet out wide and drop right into Malasana. Let your lower back stretch. Take a couple rounds of breath. So hopefully blood's flowing. You're getting warmed up here. A lot more vinyasas than Tuesday's class today. So remember, you can always do them or not. You can always take child's pose. Take a breath when you need it. Allow yourself to stretch here. Take one more breath. And exhale it out. Good. Then from here, start to lift your gaze forward. Your heels go back. Lift your hips. Inhale, lift here. And exhale, fold. Root to rise. Keep your feet wide. And exhale, dive through center. Inhale, lift, and exhale, plant your hands between your feet. Step back wide to go through vinyasa here in the center. Wide vinyasa. Inhale up and exhale back, dog. Right from here, go ahead and walk the feet through. Come all the way down and around onto your back. Come right into that bridge. Bring the elbows down to the floor. Press into your upper arms, feet are hip width. Lift up. And then exhale, lower. Core is super tight. Arms are super strong. Lift through the hips. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift once more. And lower. Keep pressing into those upper arms. Slide your heels out. Press through those heels and lift your hips just a couple inches. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips, bring the knees in, rock and roll all the way up to seated. Come right around to dog. Good. All right, inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through, step it up between your hands and plant your back foot to a warrior 2 stance. Go ahead and come right up through that strong warrior, set deep into your warrior 2. Reach right over your right fingertips. Your gaze right over your right fingertips. Right knee squeezes out. Press through both feet. Squeeze the mat together underneath you. Good. And then from there, release the hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Lift up through your heart. Keep that warrior 2 shape. and come right through humble. Take a long round of breath, pull those arms over. If it's a lot to interlace your fingers, you can grab your opposing elbows or your waist and elbows back. Keep pressing through those feet. Stay strong through both feet. Good, and then go ahead and release those hands back to come through center. Keep your upper body into the center and back parallel to the floor. Keep your warrior two legs. Right hand comes to the inside of your right leg. Your right shoulder draws over to the left side, over your left arm. So put right knee open, that right thigh open. Feel the stretch. Good. Right from there, release those fingertips to the floor. Turn your right toes to the long side of the mat. On an inhale, half lift your spine here, and then exhale, fold in. We're going to walk those hands toward the back of the mat to that left leg. Take your right hand outside of your left foot. Your left hand comes behind your lower back and draw your chin, your face into your left shin or knee. Knees can be bent or straight here. Take a long round of breath, root strong through your feet. Good, then release that side. Bring the hands all the way over to the other side, same thing. Left hand outside of right foot, right arm reaches up and fold in. Tucks behind the back or reaches up to the sky, whatever works for you here. Good, and then from there, release both hands to the floor. Start to turn your toes, just both sets of toes at an angle toward the left upper corner of your mat, not to the front. So both sets of toes are on an angle pointing to that corner. Inhale, lift your spine up, and exhale, draw your right hip back as you fold into that front leg. Feeling a deep stretch from that inner right hamstring. Take one more breath. Good, and exhale it out. From there, lift your spine up. Turn both sets of toes to point forward. Go ahead from here, heel toe your right foot out wide to the mat. Drop the back knee, left hand out to the left edge of the mat, or you can stay lifted here if you wish, and go ahead and push that knee open as you look up. Take your twist. Feel your deep stretch hip opener here. Your arm can reach up and back to open up the heart, or you can keep pressing your knee open. Good, then right from there, both hands come to the floor, lift up your back knee, and you're gonna step right into Malasana. Let your hips lower, inhale, lift and look up with your chin. Exhale, let your head bow. Inhale, bring hands to the floor, lift your hips up, heels back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold it in. Root through your feet to rise all the way up to stand, and then exhale, dive through center. Inhale, half lift the spine. Plant the hands onto the floor, shoulder width apart, step back wide and lower through wide vinyasa. Inhale up and exhale back over your toes. Good, then right from there, walk those feet through to the center. Come right around onto your back, immediately onto the back and into bridge. Press those arms to the floor. Inhale, lift up, power through your glutes. Get that yoga booty. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Slide the feet out in front of you to almost straight legs. Press into those arms and lift up. Hold here. Keep pressing. Keep dragging those heels back for 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Bring the knees into the chest and rock all the way up through seated and come right around back to dog. Good. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through to set up warrior two legs. So stay low at first, set your feet up, look back, and then press strong to come up to that powerful warrior. Beautiful. Look over those left fingertips. Squeeze that left knee and thigh out. Press through both feet, but draw them in towards center as well. Super strong. Lift up through your pelvic floor, your core. Good. Then from there, interlace the fingers behind the back. Lift up through your heart and take yourself into humble here. Keep pulling those arms up. Head is dropping to the floor, but feet are still just as strong as they were.
Not hanging out. We're stretching. We're powerful. Good. Then from there, release those hands to the floor. Keep the spine parallel to the floor as you lift up and walk your hands to center. Keep your right fingertips on the floor first. Let your left knee press, or your left hand press that left knee open, and look back towards your right leg. Let your waist lengthen. So you're pulling your upper body away from that left knee, and you're pressing that knee open to take that stretch, that length through that side of the body. Good. Then from there, go ahead and walk those fingertips back toward the front of the mat. Let both sets of toes point up to the, or no, point to the long side of the mat. Sorry. Inhale, lift, almost skipped a part. And then exhale, fold in right here. Bring your hands right to your hips, press through your feet, press your hips down to the floor, engage your core, and come all the way up to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, take the hands right out to the side, and we're going to take a flat back forward fold. If that is too much for you with the arms out, just go ahead and bring them behind your back or to your waist. Go ahead and start to come forward and stay parallel to the floor. Reach your fingertips front to the back of the room. Hug that belly in. You're in an L shape here. Root down through your feet. Good. And then inhale, come right back up. Squeeze those arms back. Good. And then exhale, bring it forward into that strong back. Take it one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let it come right down toward the floor. Walk the hands toward the top of the mat. Both sets of toes point to the upper right corner of your mat. Look your, straighten out your body toward the front. Inhale, lift, and exhale, draw that left hip back as you fold in to that left leg. Feel that the left. You should mostly feel the inner hamstring of that left leg stretching. I mean, you'll feel a lot of other things too, but good. And then from there, lift your spine. Both sets of toes point exactly to the front. Right hand to the mat. Go ahead and heel toe that left foot out as you bend that knee and let your right knee land. Let your left hand push the left knee open and look back and up over your shoulder, or keep that back knee lifted if it feels good. Reach that arm up. Take one more breath. Good. And exhale. Bring that left hand to the floor. Lift the right knee up and step right into Malasana. Inhale, drop the hips. Gaze up. And exhale, let your head drop. Inhale, bring the hands to the floor. Lift your hips up, heels back. Inhale, lift your spine. Exhale, hug that belly in and root to rise. Exhale, come right through wide vinyasa. Inhale it up and exhale, step back. Go through that chaturanga. Inhale it up and exhale back over your toes. Go ahead right from here, step your feet together, bend both knees and bring the knees to the floor. Push right back into a child's pose. Take a breath here, inhale, allow that back to stretch. Go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it, and we'll add on a little bit. Is that your sock? And she does. Oh, there's another one.
She's giving us extra lemonade.
Yes, yes. Lola's Mary or Kathy's not here today, so Lola's stealing everybody else's socks. Yeah, they do. Oh, they're everywhere. Look at her. You talking about me? All right. Oh, all right. Go ahead and keep your knees wide. We're going to come back to just like we did in the beginning. Bring your hands right to your prayer, right to your third eye. Go ahead and recall that intention briefly one more time. Your resolve, your strength. Breathe it right in. Good. And then as you exhale, go ahead and release those fingertips behind you. Go ahead and bring the fingertips to the floor. Lift up through your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. If it feels good to lift the hips again this time, maybe your head falls back further this time and onto your shoulders. Good. And then from there, let the hips land and then go ahead and gently drop your chin to your chest. Go ahead and bring those hands forward onto the mat. Bring the knees closer together, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back into dog. Go ahead and take a walk right up to the top of the mat. Maybe you're on high tippy toes this time, coming all the way up to the top. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, keeping high onto your toes. If you're not already on your toes, lift your heels up and fold in. Fingertips ground you on the floor. You feel the stretch in the hips, the glutes, the thighs. Good, and then go ahead and land those heels. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold it in and rise it all the way up to stand. Exhale, dive right through center. Inhale, lift, and step right back to dog this time. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through to step it up into a high lunge. So you're on the toes in the back, come right up to the top, nice and strong. Go ahead and bring those arms to 90 degrees, cactus. Exhale, pull them into center. Come through that round upper back. Scoop your belly. Inhale, open. And exhale, pull it in. Inhale, open. And exhale, pull it in. This time, go ahead and place your right hand on your right hip. Reach that left arm up and over and tip it over to the side. Feel yourself open up through that left side. Lengthen through the left side. Feel your strength there. Good. And then right from there, bring the arms back to 90 degrees. Keep squeezing to the midline. Press through that right heel in the front and bring it to eagle arms. Right arm under the left. Good. Hold it at the center. Take a big breath to stretch the upper back. Good. And then go ahead and bring your left toe a little bit. Make sure you're going to be balanced enough to lift into your left toe with the eagle arms. You have to hold on with those arms and move through it. So it should be easy. Go ahead and drop that left foot down. Inhale, open up the arms. And exhale, dive right through center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And go right back through vinyasa. Good. And take it back to dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it up to come to that high lunge. Toes in the back. Strengthen as you lift up to the top. Exhale, pull into those cactus arms. And then draw forward, pulling the elbows together. And then inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze to the midline. Inhale, open. And exhale, squeeze to the midline. Open it up. Take your left hand to your left hip and right arm reaches up. Take that tip over to the left. Keep squeezing to the midline. Push into that left heel. Good. Then bring it back to center, 90 degrees, and take the left arm under the right, eagle arms. Hold it right here. Take a big breath across your upper back. Squeeze through the legs. And then go ahead and step those right toes in a little bit and launch off of your left leg. Warrior 3. Then drop that right foot. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, dive through center. This time, take that ragdoll right, ragdoll left. Bring it back to the middle. Inhale, lift, and exhale, flow back through to dog. Inhale it up, and exhale it back. Good. Inhale, bend both knees. Press back, then stay high on your toes, tippy toe all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold in. And then inhale, land your heels and root to rise. Exhale, dive through center. Flow or just step back to dog. Once you get there to dog, right leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through to high lunge or crescent. Inhale those arms up overhead. Ooh. Exhale, take it into cactus arms. Go ahead and draw to center and inhale, open. Exhale, close, and inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Right hand to hip, left arm up. Take that tip over to the right if it feels good for you. Then go ahead and draw it to 90 degrees and take right arm under left, eagle arms. Right from here, go ahead and launch into that warrior 3. Left up the arms. Circle the arms up overhead and dive through center. Inhale, lift. And exhale, step back to dog or flow through vinyasa. Once you get back to dog and you're set there, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step it up through your hands to crescent. Come all the way up to the top, 90 degrees, and exhale, draw to center. Inhale, open up. Exhale, do that crunch, squeeze those abs in. Inhale, open, and exhale, squeeze together. Open it back up 90 degrees and take left arm under right. Go ahead and set through that left foot and launch right into warrior three, eagle arms. Good, then land that right foot. Inhale the arms up overhead, dive through center. Inhale, lift, and exhale, step back to dog. Good, and then right from there, lift your right leg high. Exhale, draw it through to step it up between the hands to that warrior two stance. Right from there, pull right up through warrior two. Exhale, bring the hands behind the heart. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, bow, humble. Good. Inhale, release the arms, lift your spine, bring those hands to the floor. Take your right hand to the inside of your right leg and look back towards your left. Draw your upper body toward your left foot. Good. Then right from there, release that hand, straighten your right leg, both sets of toes, point to the long side of the mat. Inhale, lift your spine here. Exhale, fold in, walk your hands back. Use the hands on the mat as traction to pull you deeper. Lift up through your belly as you press into those hands as if you were going to press right into a handstand from here. Take one breath, inhale, and exhale it out. Good, then release that spine up. Both sets of toes point to the left upper corner of the mat. Inhale, point your upper body forward, pull your right hip back, and exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift your spine. Both sets of toes point forward, heels back, left hand wide on the mat. Walk your right foot out to bend into that knee. Drop your left knee and take a push to that right leg. Right toes point out. Good, and then exhale, release that hand to the mat, pick up that knee, step wide into Malasana. Drop your hips, big breath in, and exhale it out. Fingertips come to the floor, lift the hips up, heels back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, and rise all the way up to stand. Drive right through center. Step back to wide plank, wide chaturanga, wide up dog, and wide down dog. Step your feet in, walk them all the way through to center. Come right down onto your back. Come right into bridge pose, pressing through your arms, lifting through the hips. Just hold it here for one. Lower the hips, slide the feet out, and lift up through that back body for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips to the floor, hands behind the knees, rock and roll all the way through to come to dog. Right leg lifts high. Exhale, draw forward into crescent. Arms come all the way up overhead, 90-degree arms, and exhale, draw to center. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Release right hand to right hip, left arm up to the sky, tip it over. Feel that length. Bring the arms back to 90 degrees and take right arm under left. Launch right into warrior three. Inhale the arms right up overhead. Dive right through center. Inhale, lift, and exhale, step back to plank. Go through vinyasa or just lift up and back into dog. Good. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through to that warrior two stance. Come right up through that strong warrior two. Hands behind the back. Lift up through your heart and exhale, humble. Inhale, release the hands to the floor, lift your spine, walk it to center. Take your left hand to that inner thigh and look toward your right leg. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. And then go ahead and take both sets of toes to point to the long side of the mat. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold in again, bringing those hands back. Traction on the mat. Hug your belly up and in as if you're going to press into your hands and lift into handstand. Good. Then from there, release forward. Both sets of toes point to that right upper corner of the mat. Inhale, lift your spine, and exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift the spine, toes point forward, right hand outer edge of the mat, left hand heel or left foot heel toes out. Drop your back knee and press into that left leg. Open up and twist open. Good. Then left hand to the floor, right knee lifts, step right into Malasana. Drop the hips. Good. And then hands to the floor, heels back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Go through wide vinyasa. Come up first. And exhale, dive through center. Inhale, lift. And exhale, wide leg chaturanga. And take it back to dog. This time, just step the feet in hip width apart. Bend both knees. And take yourself to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift here. Exhale, fold it in. Now step right back to dog. Left leg lifts high. Exhale, draw it through to come to high lunge. Inhale the arms up and take 90 degrees. Exhale, pull it into center and inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze to the middle and inhale, open. Squeeze in last time. As the arms open, left hand lands on the hip, right arm reaches up and take that tip. Bring it back to center. Take eagle arms, left arm under right, and launch right into warrior three. Land that right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Dive through center with soft knees and take ragdoll here. Let your upper body hang forward. Breathe, take those breaths. Good. Then right from there, bring the hands to the mat. Come right to tabletop. Press your hips back to your heels to take a child's pose. Legs close together once again. Big round of breath in. And completely let it out. Walk your upper body over to the right. Let that hip kind of fall over to the left. Walk your upper body through center and hip over to the right. And then bring it back to middle. Walk those hands back. Go ahead and bring the fingertips behind you once again. Maybe you lift the hips up. Take one long round of breath. Maybe the hips stay where they are. Good. And then exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Sweep those hands forward. Come walk your knees through to come seated right in the middle of your mat. And you're going to lower right down onto your back. You guys moved almost the entire time today. Tammy's like, fucking great. That's just what I do. She's like, do you not know that I just did beach body this morning already?
That's amazing.
Lay flat down onto your back. Before we come into final Shavasana, I just want to give you one little stretch. So go ahead and pull your right knee into your chest. Just feel your wind removing right side. Draw in and squeeze the thigh in. And then go ahead and extend that leg back out when you're ready. Good. And then draw the left knee in. Feel your hips stretch. Feel your lower back stretch. And then go ahead and release that leg down. Now, if you think it'll feel good here to pull both knees into the chest, to rock around on your spine a little bit before you settle in, go ahead and pull it in. Otherwise, arrange yourself down and out onto your mat to your most comfortable Shavasana. And as you rest, just completely let everything go. Let your body settle back into the earth as the earth comes up on the other side from behind, supporting you and lifting you up. Think about your practice, your fellow yoginis, the energy that they give to lift you up and that you give to lift them up. Think about your community, your yoga community here. Be grateful and settle back. Before I close the class, take a few moments to settle into Shavasana and let yourself release as much as you can. Okay, now go ahead and start to move through your fingertips and your toes, a little bit of gentle movement. Starting to bring some back to the body. And then when you're ready, reach your arms way overhead behind you. If it feels good to stretch out, point your toes, make your body as long as you can. In breath, and then sigh the breath out. Inhale, stretch and lengthen. And sigh, let it go. Good. And then right from there, draw the knees into the chest. Give that strong yoga body all that movement that you did, a little hug, rock it out side to side. And then eventually find your favorite side in fetal position. And as you settle onto this side, go ahead and recall that intention once more. Give that one last little acknowledgement and love to your body. There's a lot of moving today. You guys moved almost the whole time today. So honor your body for that, yourself, your mind. Go ahead and let go of your intention. And then when you're ready, bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together in prayer. Bow your head. Bow gracefully and gratefully to your practice, to yourself, to your body. Take one big breath in and let it out through the mouth. As always, the light in me humbly bows to the light, energy, and strength in each and every one of you. Now I ask you to bring your prayer right into your third eye, pressing it in. I wish you peaceful thoughts, prayer to your lips, peaceful words, and prayer to your heart, a peaceful, loving, and strong heart, always. Namaste.